3.
Welcome to Real Hot Lava. My name is Yvonne Lavallee, and I'm here to share things I have learned for taking care of the body. And I'm just going to start with a moment of silence, since there's not music. And in a moment of silence, go inside and sense your energy. If you can feel anything just flowing, whatever interpretation you might feel, temperature, try to feel all the way to your toes, to the top of your head, and then take in as much of your physical body in your thinking as possible to actually take you out of thought and into the physical body. In all the topics we're going to cover today, there's 4 topics of taking care of the mind and body, kind of broken down. The breath is in every category. The breath is in everything. So we're going to start from very beginning of basics with the breath. To be mindful of it in life all the time, as I would like to remind myself, because I forget to breathe a lot. Things happen. So here now, in the quietness of the moment, inhale and exhale. And then imagine something chaotic that's happening or happened, rushing around, trying to get somewhere, frustrated about who or this or that, and breathe. And as those things are happening in your life, remember to breathe. And this takes us into the first segment, which is exercise all the time. Right on. So, first of all is posture. Now, imagine you have wings. I'm going to get into my exercise outfit bit by bit. Imagine your wings are right at your shoulder blades, and you want to hold them up like you have them there. And actually getting onto your toes is part of holding it all up. You know how birds and things, you'll see their ankles and the way they're bent is a little different. So it's kind of imagining you're a bird. You want to imagine anything. And loosen the hips and let yourself hold it. See, I'm starting to breathe heavy because this is a lot of work. So you can move the hands in a gentle way. I'm working myself on getting dancer's hands instead of not paying attention hands, because it's again the same thing as in the beginning, pushing and feeling the energy all the way out to your fingertips and being present to all of it so that no matter what happens in life, you feel all right. Let's just do a few movements here, just a wake up morning movement, exhaling down, inhaling, gathering the energy up, lifting up. Here you can squeeze the wings together and open the heart, and exhale, wind back down. And hang for a moment. So exercise all the time means being in your body all the time. It's not going to an exercise class and doing a pose, which is good and I recommend a lot, but it's also having fun. And so even though in our culture you may not be able to do this in the supermarket yet, exercise all the time implies that you could. Maybe not kick the cart behind you, but simpler things like inhaling, just reaching to the side, and inhaling back up, and exhaling out to the side. Your groceries are in a basket on the floor or in a cart, and you're simply in line, being in line. Not thinking about the next thing and the place you have to go, because life is just minutes. That's all we have. All of us have minutes left to live. Many, maybe hundreds, thousands. Probably not 10,000. I'd have to do the math on that. I'm not there. So exercise all the time also is, perhaps I will demonstrate this in a kitchen segment later, and this will just be the intro, or perhaps I'll put a kitchen behind me. But do while you're doing the dishes, and be free with yourself. If you just want a few routine things to learn, you can always go to a squat. You can change your feet, and I'm going to get to my next level now of fitness. Skin showing. All right, so Squats you can do anytime while you're doing the dishes. They're to stretch the back out and arch into this position. I know it seems kind of stripperish, but stripper classes for moving the body are like the best for toning. Some of the best stuff you can learn in a fun little class, but Constantina will be teaching that segment later. And you're doing the dishes. Now play some music you like, and you can just listen. If you want to freestyle it, you just do whatever you want, and then you start moving in your house, picking things up off the ground. And anytime you have to pick something up, we all clean up after ourselves. Get as low as you can. This is exercise all the time. So getting low, picking things up, doing a little dance in between. And you can always spin when you want to get somewhere. Spinning, you take a turn when you're walking from one room to the next, and just take a turn. And we'll talk more about that later in the positive attitude section. That's the end of exercise all the time. And coming up is the next segment. I'm going to take a water break and cut. I mean, just keep rolling, but I'm going to cut there. All right. And the next segment is short. It's ideal body care segment. Ideal body care. It goes along with exercise all the time, but a few more things to remember that aren't per se exercising is a sample I'll cut to. Skin brushing the whole body to wake up the lymph. And if you don't have a brush, actually I can do it. I was wrong. You just kind of gently pat and bring upwards. You bring the lymph energy back up where we're detoxing. Get it back into circulation so it can be pumped out. Sorry if I have the science off. And wake yourself up, and you can always pat and just kind of saying again, awareness of the whole body. We're breathing, and the breath is a part of each segment again in everything. Remembering the breath because it brings you into the present to experience the minutes instead of thinking about minutes coming or going. And basic things of taking care of the self and building self-esteem include washing the face and doing natural cleansing facials. This is, I can't demonstrate it right now, but you can use fresh, whole, organic yogurt to wash your face, to do a mask. You can also do bananas, avocado. Those are the ones I do regular. And papaya. Those are my favorite. You can pretty much create anything you want and test it out and see how your skin does, but it loves it, which we'll talk about in another segment in a future episode on how we've been hypnotized to think certain things, and some of those things are that we need to buy lotions and potions and cleansers and bottles full of chemicals. We have no idea what they are because that doesn't make sense, but we'll go with that later. And that ends this section. And the next section is ideal mind care. Ideal mind care. This is a big one for me. I can't, am I looking in the right? Is this where I'm looking? Is this where I'm looking? Okay. Thanks, sorry. Ideal mind care. This is a big thing for me, ideal mind care. This is something I have been trying to do since I figured this out, that the mind is an amazing machine and it calculates and does so many wonderful things for us, but it needs to take breaks. And they're hard to do because we get used to thinking a lot. And I'm a trained scientist at first, and then engineer, did some engineering, and then I got into esoteric studies of the mind and the body. And it's beautiful, but I pretty much don't stop thinking about what it is to be human, how this experience is happening, who am I, what's this, am I my toe, and my thoughts, and I get stuck in the mind all the time. So I'm admitting here that meditation is some sort of discipline that can be taught to ourselves. We are creatures of habit, and by even doing a little bit and committing to just sitting in silence, even if thoughts come, there's no judgment, just taking 3 minutes in the morning and 3 minutes in the evening to sit and do nothing. And you might try to plan your day, you might try to think of things, I mean, it might happen, and you just sit there anyway and let it happen for 3 minutes, whatever happens. And this demonstration will be shot when time is easier, and we'll insert it in to have 3 minutes of beautiful scenery pictures of a title that says, this time has been brought to you by the makers of silence, and we'll just run a silly little thing, but maybe for TV it'd be 30 seconds. So that ends the ideal mind care section, and brings me to the best. Positive attitude adjustments. Positive attitude adjustments. So many ways to shift from a certain mood, and yet we have the lack of practice. We have lack of lesson. We didn't learn this in 12 years of school, of like how to go from a bad mood to a good mood, and some of us get stuck. And I have a lot of friends who go up and down and get stuck and lost. And again, the minutes of life. That's all we have. So to come from an acting perspective, happiness is something that can be portrayed in a scene. And to even practice acting it out changes your mood. And so just in your house, if you're watching on your TV at your work, wherever you're YouTubing, just pretend it's the greatest day in the world. You're the best actor and you've come to the stage, and whatever it is. So that leads into singing as a positive attitude adjustment. But acting, we'll stay on acting for a moment. Simple things to practice with your voice and your muscles of your mouth can adjust your attitude into a positive attitude. If you're feeling low about something, you can simply start making sounds. Jeff, do you want to make sounds? Yes, it's going to get a little goofy, especially since my sisters aren't here right now. And then you can do stuff, this is what Constantina has taught me, just to say woo-wee, woo-wee, woo-wee. Say it, it's fun, Jeff, please. Woo-wee, woo-wee, woo-wee. Just say it more than once. Woo-wee, woo-wee, keep saying it. Woo-wee, woo-wee. Multitasking, the wings, sounds, anything you want. Stretch it out, play, go crazy. Go crazy with making funny faces in your mouth and whatever. How long has it been? Why? Do we want to seem young? Does anyone want that? I don't know. And then another good one is duh. Can't help but feel stupid as I do. This segment can be expanded with the help of Constantina, who's helped me create that segment. And positive attitude adjustment. Am I ready? Oh, yes. I'm ready for movement, body movement. So, part of exercising all the time, freestyling it. Maybe try some Bollywood dancing. I can refer you to different style of Indian dance of like being really happy. Oh yeah, yes, being really happy, jumping around, the whole thing. And this is part of the positive attitude adjustment too. I didn't do all the craziness and the exercise all the time because, you know, sometimes you're serious and you can just do your squats or your lunges. Full form. While I'm here, you know, just keeping your knee over your ankle is the most important thing. And this is one of the best exercises to keep your body as bouncy and light as possible. But back to the goofy attitude adjustment stuff. Shake it out, push it out, just get it out. We don't have to give our anger to anyone else. We don't have to ever blame any situation or anything for how we feel. The world is crazy. It's all things. You want to spend your minutes being angry about it. Shake it out. Just shake it out. Let it go. And then if it comes to the point where we all get on this page and we can be shopping in the grocery store and throwing our things into the basket and make sounds and have fun, I think we'd all stop driving, we'd walk and bike, and we'd work less. we'd buy less stuff, we'd grow our food in our neighborhoods. All because we sang and danced in the grocery store. But I forgot, you gotta sing too sometimes. And I'm gonna end with a song, what is it, karaoke version of a song I barely know. As I catch my breath and do a little moment of silence first. Thank you, everyone here. Thank you, this weird existence of reality, the universe, the earth, friends, people, buildings, things, places, the sun, and then the awe of it all. Thank you. So I'm going to just sing a few notes of a song. And if I even remember to do these things on a daily basis, then this program was worth it. As I dance goofy in the grocery store, you might not be able to help but copy me. This happens. People imitate weirdness. I've heard of it. So, 1, 2, 3. Surrender, surrender. That's pretty much all I know. Does anyone else know? I surrender to whatever happens. Thanks for letting me get this on tape, and that's it. Real hot lava. Dun dun dun. Music will be underlaid. Dun dun dun. Note to self.
Source clear.
Hi, welcome to this segment of Real Hot Lava, being human. Specifically in this segment we are talking about what it is to be a being with a mind. How we are as beings with minds. It's very interesting and complex to talk about the mind, with language itself. Without language, you are more in the present moment. When you don't have the ability to label things around you, when you don't have the ability to think about the past and the future, you're actually more present. So for a long time, I spent my life trying to undo my intelligence and get as present as possible. But that didn't work out. So now I'm back, and I'm here to teach and share what I've learned in the last 10 years of this journey. I don't have a fancy car or a house or anything out of the last decade, or some of my friends have. I just have this information that I would love to share, give away. Everything that I am creating is free, 100% commercial free. Part of what I am selling for free is the concept of a free economy, of freedom, of letting go and trusting and bringing it back. So I'm going to start with talking about the secret. Part 1, we're going to discuss the secret. Many of you that are probably coming across this, my friends, family, you probably saw the secret because I probably encouraged you to. And it was really good and really interesting. And the concept that is behind it is this thing called the law of attraction. And I would like to summarize my interpretation of the law of attraction and kind of reveal the secret beyond what many are, in my opinion, misinterpreting it to be. Many have interpreted it to be a way to make yourself into something in the future. And they used examples of like thinking your way to having a new car and feel the new car and then you'll have it, which works. But why it works is because the law of attraction states that anything with a vibration attracts the same vibration, creates more of its own. It's like attracts like. This is the theory, the law of the universe that they don't teach you in school. And I had to take 10 years off from life to figure it out. And there's no figuring, there's just enjoying the minutes. The figuring has gotten me nowhere, but I'm going to share. I am sharing, sorry to go backwards, but first time letting this out in front of a camera. So the law of attraction is simply, you get what you vibrate. You get what you vibrate. It's just that simple. So if you're feeling good, you're vibrating on a higher level. It's like a radio station channel, and sometimes you're vibrating the hundreds, and sometimes you're down in the 80s. Not that the 89.9s and 88.9s aren't great. I love it. So maybe that's not the best analogy, but it's like there's different moods, simply. And to break down the law of attraction and the secret, by being in a positive mood, a positive attitude, by keeping yourself vibrating as highly as possible, you will attract all of your dreams and wishes. All of your dreams and wishes will be manifested, because what do you want more than you want a new car? What do you want more than you want a boyfriend? You want to feel good. That's why you want all those things. Why do you want a successful career? Why do you want whatever, Hollywood, you want to be a star? Because you want to feel good. And so work on the hands, posture. Hope this is a series of classes, so I'm referring back to some things as I talk about the law of attraction, practicing it in action. Law of attraction, practice in action. Law of attraction, see, it's a spontaneous song. Vibrating as positively as I can despite my circumstances. I don't have a career, I don't have a car, I have a strange relationship with life. Working on it. So, the other thing with the secret is that be careful of playing God for yourself and thinking that you know what you want in 5 years, 10 years, next week, and want what you want, but the detachment from wanting what you want is what the universe uses as the energy to make the manifesting come through. When you have to have what you want, you're holding on. And you can just, I'm as an actor, just acting out what it feels like for the psyche to be holding on because you want something so bad. So put the goals out there, but enjoy every moment as it is. If you were in the most beautiful place with waterfalls and the beach crashing and beautiful people dancing around you, being worshipped with palms and fans, to like being trapped in an elevator with no electricity for 12 hours. Still are inside of you. You're still being with this mind, experiencing whatever you choose. That is my interpretation of The Secret, the law of attraction. It's simple. I hope it makes sense, and happy travels. Okay, so the next segment is, this is segment how we are hypnotized. And we are, I'm starting this. I should have done it before I started. Hi, welcome. This is segment how we are hypnotized. How we all are, always have been hypnotized. The world, reality hypnotizes us. To start this segment, I want to tell a story that's been passed on, and it may or may not be true, but it's a metaphor of Native Americans on the East Coast who had never seen a ship before. And there was a ship on the horizon for a period of time, and it wasn't until the chief saw something there that it became even in the visual horizon of the people. The wise man or whatever, forget the tribal leader, was pointed out, and it became like a mirage coming to life in front of the eyes of the people who had never seen something on the horizon. Meaning the mind creates its interpretation. The mind creates its interpretation and it walks around with it. So what we think is a car, what we think is the sky, anything, buildings, anything, what we call yellow, we've learned it. It's what our parents are busy doing, schools are busy doing, getting us all on the same page. And when something changes in that, sometimes we don't see things. Sometimes in your life you've never seen something that was there for 10 years, you walked down the same street, and then suddenly it became apparent, and there was 100 of them. I'm not sure if that relates, but there's times where you know that there's been things in your awareness you couldn't see because your mind is presenting an image. Like, say you're looking for your keys and they're on the table, but you can't see them because you're looking so hard for them. Your mind, in the act of looking, thinks they're lost and is blocking you from interpreting the actual reality in front of you, which is the keys sitting there. This is the beautiful mind. So being hypnotized is just kind of being socialized. It's almost interchangeable. Repetition creates hypnosis. What we do when we see things is we create an image in our mind, and that's how we interpret reality. It's like check out the movie The Matrix for a little perspective shift if this is so weird. Otherwise, you probably understand on the page. Take a pause here. So many ideas. It just gets all crazy. So, hypnotized by society. Billboards, labels on cars, all this stuff we think isn't going into us, and it really is being imprinted on the back of us. And that's why billboards with that are repetitive, the more money a production has to put advertising out there, the more chance that we're going to see it, because we're just being hypnotized that this is a part of reality. And we want to fit in. We want to be a part of reality. If something is that big and that amazing, flashing lights now on the billboards, even under our unawareness, one of the most things to be careful of with your mind and protecting it to keep it as young and free from the programming of people with money to buy advertising, which is some of the most expensive stuff you can do, is to be careful with advertisements on the television. I like to say this facetiously. Everything you see on TV is 100% real and true. Every commercial is telling the whole truth. Every car company and oil company cares a lot about you and the environment. So be careful, because we think it's all right to give a diamond to someone we love. Did I cross a line? Diamonds are being mined in Africa under places where there's apartheid and no child labor laws. And you go to a job you hate for 2 months to buy a diamond ring for love. Because we've been hypnotized. If we didn't see ads for diamonds being told this is how you show someone you love them, we might be able to realize where they're coming from and maybe not participate in purchasing from those sort of situations. So, I'm gonna lighten it up for a second with a song, and maybe I'll have to lay some music underneath it, so I don't like to be so heavy. So, I'm gonna sing a little song now. This goes back to change the vibration. It's just gonna be like a 20-second song. Don't get scared. Don't run away. Remember, you can sing even if you don't sing in key or in tune, because it's still fun. If you don't want anyone else to hear it, go to the bathroom. Okay, so sing, 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 sing. I want to tell you a story. La 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 la, la 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 la. I found it really funny watching music videos of all these gangsters. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Look at my bling. Bing, bing, bing. Look at my bling. La la la. Bling, bling, bling. I hope they donate to protecting children's rights in Africa. All the bling, bling, bling gangsters of the musical land. And that's it on hypnosis. I'm going to close with hypnosis and just please be aware of this. In time, we might have to start a revolution and fight for our rights because we can't close our eyes when we're on the road and not see billboards. It wouldn't be safe. They say, oh, you don't have to believe my advertising, but I really, I'm trying to find out if that's my turnoff and reading signs and, okay. So, it's a big chunk of information. Come back into the ground, into your feet, feel your body, let yourself vibrate. It's okay, we're hypnotized, we're doing the best we can. Sometimes it's good to be hypnotized when you drive and it's like autopilot. It's a good thing to have that ability. So, thank you. And now we're going to start segment spirituality and improv comedy. I just would like to summarize a book that I was working on, and the book is titled Not Another Book About Spiritual Improv. That was the title. I just liked that. Maybe I'll insert a little picture. So the point of this is the rules for improv comedy, and Jeff, you might have to help me because I don't have all of it down. Yes and is a big rule for improv comedy for actors. So yes and in a scene means that you're doing a scene of improv. Think of the show Whose Line Is It Anyway with Wayne Brady. And they do scenes, they do stuff, and they make stuff up. And the rules to be good at this are, and I took a class from Wayne Brady, so this is direct from one of the top-notch improvisers. The rules are yes to what is being offered. If Steve's like, I've got a shovel, dun, 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 you go, yes, and I've got a pick. Or yes, but you wouldn't go, no you don't. That's not a shovel. I mean, unless you really were, that was regularly, unless you mean yes, I'm going to go with you that you're in imaginary land and you're still with them because you're yesing that they think they have a shovel, but they don't. So, in improv and spirituality, yes and is accepting the world as it is. It's saying yes, and I'm here, a part of it. It's not walking around with the heavy shoulders of all of us who care about the world. We feel so burdened because it's sad about the children here and there, and it's sad about baby seals, and it's just all levels. But it's what the world is. It's taking the improv scene of our life and saying, yes, and I'm going to protest it. And taking that energy and creating something positive as opposed to putting it on your shoulders and carrying it around and feeling heavy and tired and calling that aging. But it's more just like aging is just being a part of this world, and like with your eyes open, you're like, oh, what? Huh? They did what? Somebody didn't get held enough as a baby is what happened. With all the gunshots and the things on the news, it's just, don't they report the story like, another one didn't get enough love as a child. He is being looked for by the local authorities. If you see a man who looks like this, send him some healing love as we can incarcerate him as soon as possible to protect your children. I'm just making that up. I don't know. So, the other thing of spiritual improv is no gossiping. And I remember this being so clear when I took Wayne Brady's class. He was like, don't gossip in improv. And I was like, wait, I read that in a book too, The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. One of the things to be your best is not to gossip, not to, talk about the past or talk about the future. But gossiping is all about something that's not happening right now. It takes us out of the present moment. It takes us out of our positive vibration. And it's not good improv. So you're in an improv scene and he's taking the shovel and dun-da-da, and you're like, you know, it really bothers me that Sally went out with Dave last week. And she's so fat and ugly, and what happened? Story. Improv's got to be quick and good because it's making it up. So, like life, you're making it up as you go along. Do you want to make up the best, positive, happiest experience, or do you want to just live the same day over and over again, like the greatest, one of the best movies, Groundhog's Day, of showing us ourselves, our true life of getting up every morning and doing the same thing, coming to the same job, which is beautiful, and it can be done in a glorious fashion, as he learns at the end of the movie, to love everyone and to enjoy and give. And that brings me to a quote that I heard, and I'm going to interpret it because I don't have it memorized. To find happiness, when you help others, you find much happiness in yourself. By giving and being, and you see that in the end of that movie where he's a changed person because he's not trying to take and fill up, he's here to give. There's nothing you can get from the outside to put in you to make you feel all right. It's got to come from the inside. Enjoying life isn't about what's happening around you. It's about letting yourself be. Pleasure is taking and seeking and grabbing. This is from Eckhart Tolle, A New Earth. He's framed it in such a way that makes so much sense. Pleasure is reaching for something to fill you up and make you feel better, which we all do. I do. Is this able to be... Can anyone zoom? Or is this the last minute there? Yeah. He's over here. You. You're looking. Great. Okay. So I just want to put that up there for a second. Yes, we all have our pills and problems. One of the most important things in taking care of yourself, water. This is a glass bottle. It's like a lot better for you than plastic. And we'll talk about that in another section. So, no gossiping. So, in life, take yourself out of that. Let it go. Let it be. It doesn't matter who said what, mom, uncle, brother. They're living their lives. They're doing the best they can. And if they're cranky and whiny, they just didn't get enough love. And so, I'm rolling up that section. My book is free online. If you Google Real Hot Lava, it's free, completely free. Always pass it on, share it, copy it, make it better. And thank you so much. That segment.
That was 5 minutes. You still have a couple more minutes.
Okay,
You want
okay.
to use them, or?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Now, what I was trying to tell you about that is, I was trying to tell you, point the picture at this camera and don't watch the monitor. Because, like I said, take the direction and trust that he's going to get the shot.
Okay.
Don't watch the monitor when you want to do something like that. I was pointing at this one so that you could point the picture at this camera so I could get a close-up of it.
Okay. 5 minutes, yeah, sure.
Well, not exactly 5 minutes now.
Okay, let's just go. Let's do the full camera because I'm going to do exercise. So I'm going to just exercise for the last 5 minutes, and so I don't have to speak so loudly. Thank you, belly dance belt. Okay, so just starting with a basic lunge. And you can do this with your hands up, down, side, back, variety. Again, this is one of the best things. Now, it's even, sometimes you just have the energy to do this much, do that. Just going up and down, take your time. Otherwise, come up, pump your leg up, come back. Putting a lot more balancing action on the leg and gets you going. I'm just going to do 5 on each side as a sample. Oops. Next time I'll be stronger at this. What am I doing? And as I do a few more of these, talk about smiling. Smiling as much as you can as an act, if you feel it, to give to someone. You can give to the world by simply smiling. So this is a warrior stance, the female goddess warrior stance I was taught in a beautiful goddess workshop. I think it's even lower. And it's such a great burn, but this is a really, she taught it like this is, you can really be a warrior. And the warriors in yoga that we do are like this, which is like you're like knocked down. So we were just kind of making fun of this goddess. Is the real deal. Just gonna do a little bit of my favorite yoga moves. And this is also just a basic exercise move of balancing. Thank you for even considering the possibility of singing and dancing at the grocery store. And then bring yourself up, do a little side to side. Do a little belly dancing with the upper body. And let yourself unwind, jump, and thank yourself for being alive. Enjoy the ride. Real hot lava. Thank you. Have a wonderful life, day, hour, minute. All of it.